Oh, my goodness. Fresh off a Super Bowl on Sunday, we roll into Monday for Monday Night Raw, as we are slowly piecing the puzzles together for the men's and women's Elimination Chamber matches. We have 4 out of 6 for the men. We have 4 out of 6 for the women. And we have Iyo Sky getting a women's championship match on the Monday following the Elimination Chamber. So, by my calculations, Iyo Sky will not be in a last chance qualifier. Don't worry, folks. I have a good feeling she's going to be at WrestleMania. Very good Monday Night Raw tonight. We're going to break this thing down inside the OTS venue, as always, on this Monday night. Raise them up, Eagles fans! When I walk through those doors, I want to know on this Monday night, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post show for February 10th, 2025. I am your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Monday evenings, wherever you may be. And we need a round of applause round of applause today, man. Great news. Eagles won the Super Bowl. Mahomes and the Philadelphia Eagles fans are drinking his tears all night, even into the evening hours on Monday. And Ricky Starks, Miro, and Aleister Black all are now officially free from AEW. Oh, my goodness. Miro and Ricky Starks released, man. Oh, my goodness. It's like Tony Khan woke up today and wanted to do the right thing for the first time in a long time, man. Unbelievable news there. Yes, they're out of the gulag. Yes, they got a second chance in Warzone. It's exactly what happened, man. Ricky Starks and Miro, along with Aleister Black, now officially free. All three can go wherever they want. I will have a video up tomorrow morning before Jason and I, the Salamonster, returns to TNT before we talk about all of that news on Tuesday Night Titans tomorrow and break it down like we, the Titans, can. So, yeah, that was great news today. And congratulations to the Eagles fans. I did watch the game sporadically here and there. I'm not really invested in the NFL in any way, shape, or form, but you know, a lot of people were very happy that the Chiefs lost because either A, nobody likes to see a winning team, or B, I feel like I'm in this camp as well because I've gone through it many times with the Yankees because I'm much more of a baseball guy than I am a football guy. You know, when you get the same team in the end every single year, it's kind of boring. So I think everybody wanted the Eagles to win just for the sake of change, and I do not fault people for feeling that way whatsoever. So, Eagles fans, I'm not the biggest Philly guy. I think Philadelphia sports fans are insufferable, but enjoy that one, man. You did good last night. It was a pretty boring Super Bowl with the blowout that it was, but listen, man, we can't have an exciting game every single year. Doesn't look like right now, we are in the midst of an exciting WrestleMania season. I said this on Friday, man. I don't know how you guys are feeling right now. I don't know where the energy is going to pick up. But right now, you know, we are looking at 2 months, a little bit more than 2 months of WrestleMania build. We still got the Chamber to go through. That's coming up in 3 weeks. Right now, man, I'm not really feeling the excitement. I'm not really feeling the excitement of WrestleMania. I know I'm not the only one feeling that way. Granted, I don't want to use it as an excuse, but it is the reality of the situation. We got 2.5 months to go. We have the Elimination Chamber coming up in 3 weeks. I'm assuming that things will finally start molding into what we know as a WrestleMania card. But right now, I'm waiting for something, man. I'm waiting for something to happen. I don't know what that something is. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I don't know, man. You know, I don't really get a sense that we're building towards WrestleMania yet. The Royal Rumble was fine. I enjoyed the Royal Rumble as a whole. I enjoyed both the women's and men's Royal Rumble. I thought the men's Rumble was the best since 2020. I'm just not getting a sense of what's going on here. I don't know where it's going to come from. It's tough when The Rock pretty much removed himself from the equation. It's tough when Cody Rhodes doesn't have an opponent yet, and he's still kind of mulling around with the WWE Championship in the middle of nothing. Solo Sikoa attacked him on Friday night. You know, a lot of people are up in arms about that. Are they going back to that? Is that going to be the match at the Elimination Chamber before we get Cody's opponent at WrestleMania? It's tough to get invested in anything going on. Tough to get excited with anything going on when Roman Reigns has been pulled out of the equation. He's not going to be on TV until after the Chamber because they didn't want him on TV in the build for the Chamber, because if he was on TV in the build towards the Chamber, he would probably have to end up being in the Chamber. And if he's not slated to win the Chamber, what's the point of having him in there? They don't want to pin him. They don't want to beat Roman before WrestleMania. A lot is hopefully still to come, but right now I'm not really feeling the excitement for WrestleMania. We did get one match officially announced tonight. Jey Uso he won the Royal Rumble this year. I think all that discourse has died down, thankfully, from all the fucking unintelligent idiots on social media who don't know a fucking thing about anything. Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. All of the hatred for that has died down. And the first match is officially announced. Graphic and all, it will be Jey Uso challenging Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania in Las Vegas. So I think after everybody pleaded and complained and moaned and groaned on the Monday following the Royal Rumble, I think everybody is pretty comfortable with what we got tonight. I thought tonight was a great build. I thought tonight was a great segment, a great first step forward in the build towards Jey Uso and Gunther, as Gunther has promised 10 weeks of hell for Jey Uso. I thought what they did was great. We'll break that down tonight, talk about that. So that is the first match announced. We're still building towards the Elimination Chamber. We had a women's qualifying match tonight. We had a men's qualifying match tonight. Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio. Lyra Valkyria versus Bayley. And the men's side sees Logan Paul advance. No surprise there. And the women's side sees Bayley advance to the women's Elimination Chamber by beating the Intercontinental Champion, the women's Intercontinental Champion, in a non-title affair. Don't really know why, especially when the champion has not had one single title defense since she's won the Intercontinental Championship. But what the fuck do I know? What do I know? So that is the Elimination Chamber qualifying side of things on Monday night. We had two great tag team matches tonight. Tonight was the night of great tag team wrestling. Liv and Raquel against Damage Control. That was a great women's tag team match. Probably the best women's tag team match in 6 months at least on WWE television. And then we got the War Raiders defending the tag team championships on the men's side against the Creed brothers, as Chad Gable is on excursion in Mexico to learn the dark arts of lucha libre. We don't know where exactly he is, but the Creeds will not be returning to Chad Gable with tag team gold. They opted for a disqualification tonight, which kind of messed up the entire flow of the match. And the Creeds, they lost by disqualification tonight in what I thought was a very good tag team match up until the ending of that particular match. We'll talk about that. And Iyo Sky is getting her Women's World Championship match. Not at the Chamber. It will not be Iyo in the Chamber to wrestle the right to wrestle for the championship at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley cost her a shot at WrestleMania. And she feels sorry for Iyo. Or feels sorry that she did that to Iyo. Enough to give her a championship match 3 weeks from tonight on the Monday Night Raw after the Elimination Chamber. And I know a lot of people are probably wondering, what does this mean? Who's going to win the Chamber? Why isn't Iyo in the Chamber? Why isn't Iyo going to WrestleMania? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't really understand the build that they're going for here, but I would be a betting man. And I think it would be a safe bet that Iyo is going to find herself in a world championship match at WrestleMania in a triple threat match. So we'll talk about that as well. I thought tonight's Monday Night Raw was a very good show. Nothing particularly groundbreaking, nothing big, nothing major as far as news or anything as far as the build to WrestleMania. It was a solid 2.5 hour show where we continue to build and put the pieces into the puzzle for the Elimination Chamber. And hopefully WWE cranks up the excitement level for WrestleMania 41, because I'm not really seeing it. I'm not really feeling it. And I know you guys feel the same way. So hopefully that is still in the cards for Triple H's WrestleMania 41. Thank you guys for a great last week, man. We are rocking and rolling in the month of February. Appreciate you guys very much. We are on our way to having one of the best Februaries in the history of the channel. We got some great content already up on the channel. We were a very busy man, very busy channel last week. We did a bunch of news videos in between all the streams. Go check those out. If you missed any of the streams last week, go and check them out. I flew solo all week. I was live on Monday. I was live on Wednesday. I didn't have any Solid Monster for Tuesday Night Titans. I didn't have any Jesse for Wednesday. This week, we're going to change that up because both Jason and Jesse will be back on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's right. Solid Monster will be back. He's ready to go. He sounds like a human being once again. He's back to 100%. Tuesday Night Titans will be airing live tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. We got a lot to get into, a lot to talk about, so look forward to that. Jesse and I will be live on Wednesday. I did watch Collision on Saturday. I actually enjoyed Collision a lot. Believe it or not, I thought Collision was better than Dynamite. So the Collision Corner this week might be a little bit more positive than normal. We'll talk about that on Wednesday. Go check all that out, man. Everything you need is on the homepage. Mercedes Moné has been announced officially March 15th. House of Glory. Moné Talks. Live on Triller TV Plus. Solid Monster and I will be on the call for what will be the biggest night in House of Glory history. Can't wait to be a part of that. So that is announced. Matches to be announced imminently. Who is Mercedes going to be wrestling? I don't even have a clue. I don't. Normally I am privy to such information. I don't know. All I can tell you is it's going to be a great night. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes tonight on the Monday Night Raw post show. My thoughts on Ricky Starks, Miro, and Malachi Black will be uploaded tonight for all my VIPs. All my channel members will get early access. I recorded it earlier in the evening tonight. As soon as the news broke, I waited for more information to come out. And good on Sean Ross Sapp to get the proper information out there. We got some news on that, and I give my thoughts and opinions. 20-minute extra tonight. You guys are going to be getting that. Channel members early access. So if you guys want to get in on that, you guys know how to become a member. Click the link down below. Hit the join button down below and become a channel member right here on YouTube. Super chats are open. Get them on in. It's a great way to support the show. We will read all your super chats at the end of the night. And tonight we are sponsored by two of our great partners. We are sponsored tonight by Hims. And tonight we are also sponsored by Huel. So we will definitely talk about them throughout the show this evening. I want to thank my great partners right here on Off the Script. Indeed. Thank you guys very much for all the support. Let's kick this Monday Night Raw post show off at the top of the night with Jey Uso. You know, I said this on Friday, and I'm going to utter it here again this evening. WWE is doing a little too much, a little overboard with the Jey Uso narrative. Now, I love Jey Uso. I think the entrance is great. But the last few times we've seen this show and we've tuned into Friday Night SmackDown, we've seen Jey now start last Monday's show, which was the obvious choice because he won the Royal Rumble. We see him start Friday's show. Guess it's the obvious choice because he was over there to meet with Cody Rhodes. He wanted a face-to-face with Cody Rhodes to see how Cody was feeling about maybe Jey Uso challenging Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Then tonight we get Jey Uso starting the show again. I don't really understand why we need 3 straight shows of Jey Uso starting the show with 15 minutes of yeet. WWE's going to burn it out before we even get to Las Vegas. Let's bottle the moment. Let's tone it down a little bit. and save that big yeet mania, that big celebration where everyone's going to yeet for WrestleMania and then the Raw after WrestleMania. I feel like I'm watching fucking Orange Cassidy out here on AEW Dynamite start every fucking week of Dynamite. No, we don't need that to happen. Tone it down. Everybody loves it. Everybody's happy for him. We don't need to abuse it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I am saying. He's out there. He makes his way. WWE does it way too long and has him restart the whole fucking entrance again. And he does one last yeet. So, before he even says anything, he asks the production truck to restart the yeet and the theme song all over again. So, upon restart, he goes out to the commentary desk. He stands on top of the commentary desk. There was this great camera shot where you just saw the crowd. It was from an in-crowd perspective. The camera was facing Jey from inside the crowd. Can't see the commentary desk. You can't see the commentators. And all of a sudden, you see Jey Uso on the desk doing the yeet. And then all of a sudden, he's being taken out. You don't know by who. He gets tripped up on the commentary table. You see him fall on the commentary table. The camera quickly goes back to ringside. And we see Gunther showing up at ringside. Enough of the fucking yeet. He puts a stop to the yeet. The guy's getting booed out of the building. Great heat here. He takes off his jacket. He throws his jacket at Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee dodges out of the way. And then the jacket inadvertently hits a little kid in the crowd. I'm sure he got some souvenirs to make himself happy. Gunther goes on to attack Jey Uso. He powerbombed him in the middle of the ring. He choked him out in the middle of the ring. We got officials. We got producers out there. And then Gunther eventually tosses him around ringside, and he gets chased off by all the producers and the agents, and they're walking him back up the aisleway. So the cameraman or the camera microphones picked up Gunther saying, "Don't choose me for WrestleMania." He's urging Jey not to choose him for WrestleMania. Meanwhile, the way that I looked at it is Gunther is very bothered by the fact that Jey Uso is being Jey Uso and he wants to end Jey Uso. So from my vantage point, it's almost as if Gunther chose Jey Uso instead of Jey Uso choosing Gunther. He made the decision for Jey Uso tonight. Pretty easy. Gunther left. Jey grabbed the microphone eventually. He was very slow to get back to his feet, selling the beat down here from Gunther. He said, "Me and you at WrestleMania." Gunther looked pissed. He marched back down to ringside. Jey knocked him off the ring apron. He goes out to the mat on the floor outside. Jey wiped out Gunther and all of the security with a big dive through the ropes. This was a very good, very simple setup for at least the announcement, the initial announcement of their WrestleMania match. Having Gunther cut off Jey's entrance and stop the yeet was excellent, simple, and effective. You know, I had one idiot on social media as I tweeted how great this was to open the show. The attack on Gunther, the heat on Gunther was fantastic. One guy was saying that this is going to be boring. Nobody wants to see this match. Still, even after the initial discourse of Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble, we still get some oxygen thieves floating around on social media. I don't know if the guy watched the show with two ears balled up with earwax, but the crowd is fully invested in what's going on here. I don't know how anybody could look at this and have it be boring. The dive over the top rope, the fact that Jey Uso announced and then took out everybody at ringside, including Gunther. WWE is shaping this match up to be a true embodiment of a WrestleMania moment. I don't know how you could not be happy. I don't know how you could look at this and not be thrilled with what you're about to get at WrestleMania. And even on the flip side of things, you got people who are looking forward to the match or maybe not looking forward to the match, thinking that Gunther is going to retain the championship. I mean, what are you, stupid? The IWC doesn't really spawn the most intelligent individuals. Jey Uso is 0-3 against Gunther. You think that Jey Uso is going to go into the biggest show of the year after winning the Royal Rumble and go 0-4? Now, I thought Gunther was going to beat Sami Zayn last year. That didn't happen. Sami actually won. Pulled off the upset. It was an unpredictable outcome. Nobody predicted Sami to win, especially with the story that we were given. This year, it's a little bit more predictable. But predictable is not very bad when it boils down to a story as simple as this and a moment as great as this. This is not bad. It's not going to be boring. Stop throwing dirt on Gunther's name. You know, for all the people that say this is going to be a boring match, this match sucks, nobody wants to see this, you know, all of you, without even knowing you're doing it, you're disrespecting Gunther. I don't know who you are or what you're watching on a weekly basis. Maybe you haven't really brought yourself to the intelligent level of the rest of us. But here's a spoiler for everybody that has any doubt. Gunther doesn't have bad matches. The guy is incapable of having a bad match. Even the matches with Jey, they haven't been great as far as Jey's participation, but they haven't been bad at all. Could they use a little bit more depth? Could they use a little bit of a different feel? Sure. Should Jey not resort to a spear and a fucking super kick after every sequence? Sure. I'll give you that one. I'm expecting the best match of the four. I'm expecting a great performance from both. And I'm expecting a WrestleMania moment that is going to rival Kofi's and Bryan Danielson's WrestleMania moments. So just accept it, enjoy it, and just live in it, man. Just accept the fact that you're going to get a WrestleMania moment that is going to make that man's career. And Gunther's going to be a part of it. Gunther's been a great champion. Gunther is not going to suffer one single bit from losing to Jey Uso. Do you want to know why? A lot of people don't know this statistic. The guy's been a world champion or a champion in WWE for at least 90% of his WWE career. This is dating back to NXT UK. Even in the middle of the pandemic, where nobody was defending that world championship in NXT UK, the guy was still the NXT UK champion. They didn't even strip him of the belt. He's going to be fine. He's going to be... Dansky 7. You can skip the match all you want, bro. I don't give a shit what you do with your time. You're an idiot. Simple as that. I don't know what you're here for.
I'm here for. I think Gunther. He deserves a. He deserves a better WrestleMania match, man. This is he deserves better.
Great. Look at the landscape of WWE on Monday night, and please tell me where you think Gunther fits in better at WrestleMania. He doesn't. Get over it. Great segment to open the show and very simple storytelling. Kathy Kelly, she interviewed Rhea Ripley backstage. She asked about the regret she felt over how things went with Iyo Sky. Ripley said everyone is waiting for the top girl. Is that what we're calling her now? Is that what we're really calling Charlotte Flair? The top girl. I guess she ain't the queen anymore, huh? Jesus Christ. Everyone's waiting for the top girl to make her decision. But it feels like she's stalling and wasting everyone's time to try and stay relevant. Gee, man, isn't that a shoot, huh? So, Iyo and Dakota Kai walk into frame, and Iyo looks at Rhea and says, she's coming for her. Ripley said she can't wait, and she'll see her then. Keep that in mind. We'll talk about that a little bit later. First match of the night. Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan against Iyo Sky and Dakota Kai. Tag team match here. They gave these women 15 minutes. Believe that? 15 minutes for a tag team match. Before I even get into the match, I want to say this was great. This was great. Crowd was into it. Everybody performed very well. I was very much invested in what was going on here. All these four ladies fucking killed themselves. This was probably the best women's tag team match, at least. I want to say, to be safe, at least in the last 6 months. Probably longer than that. I don't even think we didn't get anything close to this type of match when Jade and Bianca were the tag team champions. We haven't even gotten that with Bianca and Naomi. This was a damn good women's match. This was a championship level tag team match from all four of these women. This is great stuff. This was Dakota Kai returning from injury. She got injured a couple of weeks back after a missile dropkick off the top rope from Zoe Stark that gave her a concussion. Rodriguez dropped Sky and Kai in separate spots. Looked a little awkward. Raquel has, I will say this about Raquel. She's been back for a little bit now. She's been back since Survivor Series. She hasn't really done much, right? She hasn't gotten better. She still feels and looks clunky in the ring. I don't really know what went wrong here. Raquel is just there. I think she gives a good presence to Liv Morgan because she's obviously the much bigger of the two, and they do have history as a tag team. But I just think Raquel is just clunky. This is a very awkward spot here. So we got Liv and Raquel working over Iyo. Kai makes a tag. Kai hit Morgan with a punt kick. Missed a running boot on Rodriguez, which led to Raquel posting Iyo. Or Kai, sorry. Dakota. They worked over Kai. We go into commercial break. Morgan hits her with a Three Amigos. Sky makes a hot tag. We come back from the break. She wiped out both Liv and Raquel with a suicide dive. Iyo hit Liv with a missile dropkick and a Meteora in the corner. Speaking of a great missile dropkick, Iyo has a great missile dropkick. Iyo went for a Meteora again. Rodriguez pulled Liv outside. Rodriguez and Liv Morgan hit a combo elevated code breaker for a near fall. That looked great. That was awesome. So there was a couple of spots here where Iyo and Liv potentially could have gotten injured. Morgan's knees nailed Sky right in the face. Iyo kept grabbing her nose, her face. Hopefully she's okay. Hopefully she doesn't have a busted nose or a broken nose. Referee went to go check on her. Dakota tagged in and hit Liv Morgan with a chiropractor. She goes for a cover. She gets a 2. Morgan hit Dakota with Oblivion. Sky broke up the cover with a big running knee. Morgan was busted open here. A lot of people were asking me on social media, JD, how did Liv Morgan get busted open here? Because she was visibly bleeding above her right eye. Now, Raquel was using Liv Morgan as sort of a battering ram. She picked her up in a powerbomb position and just starts swinging Liv Morgan like a fucking illegal object. So clearly when you're using someone as a human meat shield, something is always going to go wrong, could very well go wrong, and something went wrong here. So whoever Raquel Rodriguez was swinging Liv Morgan at, somewhere along the way, she got busted open, and it didn't look good. It didn't look good at all. So Liv Morgan is one tough son of a bitch. So she's busted open. So as soon as we see Liv Morgan being used as a human meat shield here, Morgan hit Kai, like I said, with Oblivion. Sky broke up the cover. Morgan was busted open. Kai hit Rodriguez with a running boot. Morgan took out Dakota with a code breaker. That looked brutal. Sky rolled up Morgan. Morgan kicked out at a 2. Morgan and Sky had a brief exchange, which led to Iyo hitting a double foot stomp, kick to the head, and then over the moonsault for 1, 2, 3. And Damage Control get the victory here. This was excellent. I thought this was great. And Iyo picks up the victory after losing last week and failing to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. Now, Liv and Raquel, the reason why, if you're confused, why Liv and Raquel lost this match when they are obviously being set up for a tag team championship match with the tag team champions, Bianca and Naomi, they already are the number one contenders. So they didn't really need to win this to move any further to the championships because they have an opportunity coming to them. So the reason why they lost is because of that reason and that reason only. Iyo and Dakota very much needed a victory more so than Liv and Raquel did. So if you're thinking the outcome maybe should have went the other way, no, it shouldn't have. The right winners won here. Iyo and Dakota win in what I thought was a very good tag team match. And Iyo is eventually going to cross paths with Rhea Ripley again on tonight's show. We'll talk about it there. But Rhea Ripley did grant Iyo Sky another championship match, or a shot at the championship, 3 weeks from tonight on the Monday Night Raw following the Elimination Chamber. I will talk about it when we get to that particular segment. I do think that once again, people will start to complain that Iyo is not in WrestleMania, Iyo is not in the Chamber. I don't even think Iyo is going to beat Rhea Ripley. She's not. I will tell you where exactly they are going, but we'll wait till we get to that particular segment in the show. I thought this was a great tag team match regardless. New Day cut a promo during the commercial break here. Kofi Kingston didn't understand why Rey Mysterio was in the Elimination Chamber over either of them, or I guess in a qualifying match. He wasn't at this point in the show in the Chamber. He had to wrestle Logan Paul and beat Logan Paul to get into the Chamber. So they didn't really understand why Rey is getting an opportunity and they are not. He reminded us of his performance in the 2019 Chamber. Crowd booed. They were eventually cut off by Bayley's entrance for the upcoming match with Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. This was a qualifying match for the Women's Elimination Chamber. First time ever match. This went 12 minutes. And I thought this was very, very clunky. I thought this was actually Bayley's sloppiest match in many weeks. I thought this was Lyra's sloppiest match to date since the Nia Jax debacle in Saudi, where Nia Jax won the Queen of the Ring tournament. So this was a very sloppy match. Not that it was bad. I just didn't think they had a great match. And there was a lot of struggle up towards the finish. Bayley hit a sunset flip bomb into the bottom turnbuckle, which looked sloppy. Lyra got her knees up on a flying elbow drop attempt from Bayley. Lyra went for a tornado DDT. Did not look good. Clunky. Bayley gets up. Bayley to belly for a near fall. Bayley then hits a running knee strike and a suplex that did not look good and once again looked clunky. Sunset flip bomb into the corner, sloppy. The DDT from Lyra, sloppy. The running knee strike and suplex did not look good, clunky. I'm sorry, folks. Got to call it out when I see it. You got two great wrestlers here. They didn't have a good match. First time match, I get it. Maybe the second match will be a lot better than the first, but did not go well here tonight. They're out on the apron. Lyra hits a tornado DDT that she should have hit moments ago. She hit this one a lot better, but this one was out on the floor. Follows that up quickly with a perfect plex, fisherman suplex on the outside. Lyra quickly rolls Bayley back into the ring. She hits another fisherman suplex and gets a cover, 2 count only. Lyra headbutted Bayley off the top, followed with a leg drop. Bayley was draped over the middle rope. Lyra went for a cradle. Bayley drove her into the bottom rope. Again, that looked sloppy. Lyra tried for another cradle. Bayley caught her in a cradle of her own, and she pins Lyra Valkyria to advance to the Elimination Chamber 3 weeks from tonight in Toronto. So not only do we have a sloppy Elimination Chamber qualifying match, the Women's Intercontinental Champion, who hasn't defended the championship since she's won it, is already losing a non-title match. Why? What type of story are they telling with Lyra and the Intercontinental Championship? Is she going through another babyface story where she doesn't believe in herself and she's going through the struggles of becoming a first-time champion on the main roster? Only then gain that confidence back when she defeats the much more dominating and confident Ivy Nile. Not really lighting the world on fire there with that one. But my gripe is, I don't know why you're putting your Intercontinental Champion, who hasn't defended the championship yet, why you're putting her in a compromised position to lose to somebody like Bayley, who granted is a Hall of Famer already. Why you're putting her in a match to lose in a non-title way? I don't really get it. I don't get it. Now, the crowd here seemed to be completely out of it. I mean, they bought into a couple of the big, high-impactful spots. They bought into Bayley winning. But, man, you know, I don't know what it is with Lyra. I think WWE has done a poor job of making the fans or getting the fans to care or getting the fans to emotionally invest in who Lyra Valkyria is. Lyra is suffering from the same thing that the Motor City Machine Guns are suffering from on Friday Night SmackDown. They are these just over-the-top, do-good baby faces that just come off so produced and so manufactured that there's no fucking realism to them. That's the only thing I could put my finger on. They come off in such a cringy, babyface, over-the-top, unrealistic way that the crowd is more turned off by them than anything, and they don't want to emotionally invest. Like the Machine Guns, man, they got these cringy babyface reactions. Oh, we're here. We're here to wrestle the best that Friday Night SmackDown has to offer, and that's why we're here. And Lyra, oh, I'm here on the main roster. I want to wrestle the best. I want all the best competition on Monday Night Raw. Great. It's fantastic. Shut your fucking mouth and the competition's going to come no matter what. We don't need to hear you speak like that, man. It's unrealistic. It's unreal. Nobody's going to buy into that type of babyface, man. What Lyra needs some sort of tweak, man. I don't know what it is. She can be the sweet girl next door who loves pigeons or parrots or fucking exotic tropical birds of whatever kind. I don't know, man. Doves. What type of bird is Lyra's thing? Hawks? Falcons? Maybe she loves ospreys. I don't know. But at the end of the day, she's got to have some fucking intensity to her, man. She's got to have, for lack of a better term or phrase, she's got to have a set of balls. Seriously. What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't want to see champions lose in a non-title match. There's no reason why Lyra needed to be qualifying for the Elimination fucking Chamber. None. There's no other woman on this roster for Bayley or what about Natalya? You don't have anybody else on that roster that you could plug into that spot where you don't give your Intercontinental Champion a loss. Seems like it just went over Triple H's head. I don't get it. Angry Birds are her favorite. Maybe she needs to be an Angry Bird. Maybe she needs to take some inspiration from Angry Birds. Bayley helped Lyra up to her feet. They posed together. They hugged. Lyra points to Bayley. Yeah, I'm a loser. There's Bayley. Fucking ridiculous. Penta. There was a video package where he spoke about Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser. Apparently, they have Penta feuding with both of these guys. He has zero fear. No matter who they throw at him, Penta has zero fear. Now, if we can only get Tony Khan to release Rey Fenix like he did Ricky Starks and Miro, Phoenix could be on his way to joining his brothers sooner rather than later. Jackie Redmond interviewed Ludwig Kaiser for a reaction. She asked Ludwig about what Penta said. Kaiser says he won't stop until Penta is done for good. Just like his partner, I was going to say Fabian Eichner. So it's exactly where he's going to go back and kind of channel his old roots, man. Fabian Eichner. My God, Giovanni Vinci, man. He's going to be done for good, just like Vinci. Still don't understand why they broke up Imperium. The IWC is sparking some vicious rumors out there, man, that Vinci apparently made a move on Tiffany Stratton, and that ruined their friendship and that ruined their relationship. They shifted him over to SmackDown, not to be used again. And the most notable thing he did on Friday Night SmackDown was to lose to Apollo Crews in 3 seconds. I don't know, man. Is the IWC onto something, man? Is there any truth to that speculation? Is there any truth to that rumor? I don't know. You guys are crazy, though, man. You're coming up with things, fabricating things out of your own imagination. I don't know. Vinci's too good, man. There was a clip on social media that I saw today, man. They did nothing with him. I mean, all you got to do is go watch him work. There's nobody in this community that tells me, or that could tell me, Vinci, he's worthless. He's garbage. Have you seen the man work? There's no way you could watch that man work and tell me that he's not a good fit for an Intercontinental title or a U.S. title. Come on now. Anyway, his former partner, Kaiser, here is going to stop Penta. Pete Dunne interrupted and told him he wasn't helping him. He just got in his way. Kaiser asked if he was implying he needed his help. Dunne said he's going to break Penta next week so bad he'll wish he never stepped foot on Monday Night Raw. Kaiser said, all right, Penta is all yours, bro. Dunne told him to stay out of his business. Kaiser smiled. AJ Styles walked past Kaiser as he was on his way to the ring as he makes his return to WWE, now officially with the Monday Night Raw brand. It's a good move for him. I'm glad AJ is over on Raw. Listen, Penta is going to beat Pete Dunne next week. Kaiser's going to show up and help, or try to help Pete Dunne, and they will be a two-man power trip against Penta because they both have the same problem. Now, you're all wondering if it's Kaiser and Pete Dunne, that's 2. Penta's only 1. Who is going to back up Penta? Well, there is news that Pete Dunne's former tag team partner, Tyler Bate, is on his way back. He's getting ready to return imminently. And I could see WWE pairing up Penta and Tyler Bate together against Kaiser and Pete Dunne and have Tyler Bate back up Penta. So if you guys see that happen next week, I could absolutely see that being the case. It's better than the fucking LWO. It's better than another luchador coming on in, backing up Penta. Tyler Bate and Penta against Kaiser and Pete Dunne. Former tag team partners there in Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. Tyler Bate's also another guy. Great. He had 9 months of his career stopped because of an injury. So hopefully they get him back to where he needs to be, man. You know, a relative unknown on the main roster, doesn't have any real momentum on the main roster. It's going to be difficult to get him going. Maybe their thought process is that Penta is hot. Penta's just heating up now. And some of that fanfare and some of that excitement from Penta, if they pair both of them together, maybe that'll bleed onto Tyler Bate. So we'll see what happens with this tag team match. Potentially Penta and Tyler Bate against Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser. So that is my prediction for who's going to back up Penta against this foreign duo of Kaiser and Dunne. Backstage, Otis, Kira Tozawa, Maxine Dupree. They were with Lyra Valkyria. They told her how great she did out there against Bayley. Even in a losing effort, you look great out there. One thing remains, though. You're a loser. Ivy Nile and the Creeds walked in. They started laughing at Lyra. You're taking career advice from these clowns. Nile says the Creeds are leaving tonight as new tag team champions, and she would be seeing Lyra soon for that Intercontinental Championship. AJ Styles. He made his way out to the ring. He got his old theme music back. Thank God. It's one of those songs that really didn't need to be changed. So he got his old CFO Money theme back. Now, I will say the Def Rebel AJ Styles theme wasn't the worst, but it certainly wasn't better than the old theme. So I'm glad that AJ Styles got his old CFO Money theme back because it's just something that people are familiar with. When you hear it, you know who it is. When you hear it, you associate the music to the individual. We don't have a lot of that anymore. We don't. So I'm glad they actually made that change back and reverted his new theme back to his old theme. Yes, he used it for the Royal Rumble, too. He came out with at the Royal Rumble with his old theme. Yes. Yes. Now, hopefully we get others to get their old theme music back. And by the way, I want to correct a mistake that I talked about on one of the extras I did earlier. Iyo Sky's theme, I swear to God, man, I legit thought Iyo Sky's current theme, her singles theme, was a CFO Money theme. Apparently, it is a Def Rebel theme. I did not know that. I was under the impression that that was a CFO Money theme. I actually went back on YouTube to go listen to the CFO Money theme that they gave Iyo, and I don't believe it. Def Rebel actually created a better theme for Iyo than CFO did. CFO went the generic route. But this was Iyo heel days. When Iyo went heel on Black and Gold, it was probably towards the end of that run where they just brought her up to the main roster, and then they gave her that theme. But man, that's a banger theme. Iyo's theme is great, and it fits her very well. So, it's not like they have all stinkers. I mean, if we were looking at statistics for Def Rebel and we associate it with a baseball player who's got 10 at-bats, maybe Def Rebel's got 3 hits out of 10. Maybe. I mean, they got some good themes. I'm not saying they got no good themes, but they're not better than the previous people that did the WWE theme music. I think everybody's kind of in the same realm there. So I was surprised by that Iyo's theme is actually a Def Rebel theme. I was very surprised. Very surprised. It doesn't sound like a Def Rebel theme. It doesn't. Yeah, they're good with the Joshis and they're good with the Samoans. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I mean, if they're writing for the Anoa'i family, yeah, they know what they're doing. But the report said that none of the talent actually met, or Def Rebel never met with any of the talent they were writing for. I don't even know how that is even fucking a thing. Why is that possible? I don't get it. Anyway, Styles is out there with his old theme. He returned at the Royal Rumble. Fans are chanting AJ Styles. He talked about being excited about his last return, only to get injured right away. Fans are chanting, "Welcome back." Styles says he was at home, he looked in the mirror, and he saw that he still has gas left in his tank. He says it'll be hard, but he's telling the fans that he is back, and I've got a long to-do list, and he looks up at the WrestleMania logo. He said he is still the phenomenal AJ Styles. He talked about wrestling in this building 20 years ago. He talked about wrestling Carmelo Hayes on Friday Night SmackDown 4 months ago in this same building, only to get hurt. He thought the foot injury was the end of his career. He's back, and now officially on Raw. Dominic Mysterio and Carlito interrupted. Fans booed Dom as Dominic was out there to scold AJ Styles, who now calls Monday Night Raw his home. They booed and they booed. Fans chanted, "Dom, you suck." Styles told Dominic to save his breath. He said he knows exactly who they are. He asked where Damian Priest went. He made fun of Carlito for wearing purple skinny jeans. He said nobody likes Dominic. He says he's kind of inspired by Dominic's work ethic, though. He says he busts his ass and is there every night. He says he will always be Rey Mysterio's punk-ass kid at the end of the day. Dom and Carlito went after Styles. Styles gave Carlito a Pele kick. Dominic attacked Styles. Styles makes a comeback. Dominic fled and left Carlito in the ring all by himself. And he was the recipient of a phenomenal forearm from AJ Styles as Dominic watched from ringside. Now, I'm glad that AJ is on Raw. I think AJ is going to add a lot to Monday Night Raw. You can plug him in there against a world title opponent, world title picture for AJ Styles. Great. World-class professional wrestler, one of the best in the world. You can plug him in there against Braun Breaker, Intercontinental Championship. He is so good that Monday Night Raw got a Class A professional wrestler. I don't know why anybody is going to get excited about AJ Styles coming to Monday Night Raw and immediately feuding with the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day is old news. The Judgment Day is on its last legs. AJ Styles, to me, is a lot better than that. But maybe this is just an introductory to AJ on Raw. Maybe this is a way to get his foot in the door, get his feet wet, get him a win that isn't really too, over the top and kind of easy for him before they move him on to something pretty decent going into WrestleMania, which they kind of teased tonight. They certainly teased it tonight. But I'm not really all that excited to see AJ versus Dominic next week. I don't really care about it. I'm going to be one of those guys that say this is beneath AJ Styles. And we don't know how long we got him, but putting him in the feud against Dominic Mysterio is certainly not as exciting to me as it may be to you. Jackie Redmond. She was in the crowd, and she introduced Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is out there. He's standing in the crowd, the lower mezzanine level. I like these in-the-crowd interviews by Jackie Redmond. They are a nice little added touch to the show. She asked Seth about CM Punk, John Cena, and Drew McIntyre, already qualifying for the Elimination Chamber. Later, Rey Mysterio or Logan Paul will qualify. She said next week he'll have a chance against Finn Balor to qualify. Seth said all eyes are on the chamber. He said all eyes are on him. Balor, all of a sudden, say his name and he appears like Joe Hendry. Balor interrupted. He said all eyes are on him, and what they are seeing is the downfall of Seth Rollins. He says they are all seeing the cracks, including his loss to CM Punk on the Netflix debut. And then they saw him lose his mind and crack again at the Royal Rumble with his actions against Roman Reigns and CM Punk. He said the only thing standing between him winning the chamber and going to WrestleMania to win the WWE title is a guy who is falling apart. Seth asked if he really believes that. He said he and Balor go way back. And anyone who knows their history knows they put on a show when they battle inside the ring. Seth says he has unfinished business with Punk, and he wants to beat Punk so that he can tie up the loose ends he has with Cody Rhodes. So the way he sees it, it's Balor standing in his way, not the other way around. He said after next week, Balor won't be standing at all. I think it's pretty predictable. I think it's pretty safe to say that Seth Rollins is going to end up winning and qualifying for the Elimination Chamber. So after tonight, I don't know what the other match is. Maybe they don't have it announced. I think the other one's on SmackDown, right? So we got Balor and Rollins. Balor is going to lose, and Rollins is going to advance. Balor's going to lose to further the Judgment Day story because he's been telling Dominic and Liv, listen to Finn, and Judgment Day will be all right. Listen to Finn what? Lose? So Rollins is going to put himself in the chamber and qualify for the chamber. It's going to be Rollins. It's going to be Cena. It's going to be Punk. It's going to be McIntyre. After tonight's Logan Paul. And then on Friday Night SmackDown, the sixth match, if you guys are not aware, is Damian Priest, Braun Strowman, and Jacob Fatu. That is the match right there. That'll be 6. I'm assuming Damian Priest is going to win, and I'm assuming Damian Priest will qualify, get in the chamber, and then maybe we get the Priest and McIntyre rumored feud for WrestleMania kick-starting inside the Elimination Chamber. So that's going to be the men's chamber. That is going to be the men's chamber. Rollins is going to wrestle Balor next week. Going to be a decent match. They always have great matches. But Balor will not be winning this match, as I do think that he will be furthering his story with Dominic and the rest of the Judgment Day. Yes, like Jason the Silent Monster says, his name is Finn Balor. Yes. They go backstage to Adam Pearce. AJ Styles walks up to Adam Pearce. He demands a match with Dominic Mysterio next week. AJ wants this match. Adam Pearce says, I don't know if I can give it to you. Do you really want it? Listen, you just got here. Take it easy. AJ says he needs this match. So he grants it. Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles next week on Monday Night Raw. As soon as they say goodbye to each other, we get AJ Styles confronted by Braun Breaker. Now, I know I'm excited for a potential Braun Breaker AJ Styles match. I know you guys are excited for a potential Braun Breaker versus AJ Styles match. Is that the way that they go going into WrestleMania? A couple of weeks ago, we saw Braun Breaker confront Penta. Last week, we got Braun Breaker. We don't know what was said as they walked away together. Braun Breaker asking Adam Pearce, why do you keep disrespecting me and this title? We need to come up with some solid competition for me and this Intercontinental Championship. So Braun's kind of making his own path here and deciding who he wants to wrestle. Is it going to be Penta? Is it going to be AJ? Is it going to be Sheamus? Sheamus, I don't think, is done with the Intercontinental title. We haven't seen him. We haven't seen him since the Rumble. What is going to be Braun Breaker's WrestleMania match? Any one of those guys, sign me up. Could be all three of them against Braun Breaker. Who knows? Interesting stare down here. They stared at each other for a good 20 seconds. Braun Breaker looks at AJ and says, see you around. Great. I would not be opposed to that. We will get into the next segment here as we have a tag team championship match, War Raiders versus the Creeds. This was for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Very good match here. We got a great night of tag team wrestling on Monday night. But quickly, I want to shoot it to one of my two sponsors tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's Monday Night Raw review is sponsored by my great partners over at Huel. Every single night, man, I'm sitting in this dark horse and we're on our way to the OTS venue. And I ask you guys one very important question. What the hell are you guys drinking? I know what we're all drinking every single night when we sit live on the stream, but every single morning I wake up, the one thing I grab is my great friends over at Huel. Huel.com/scripts. Huel is the complete global nutrition brand trusted by millions. And I got their Black Edition ready to go in a bottle, man. It's a complete meal in a bottle. High in protein, low in sugar, packed with all the nutrients your body needs to perform at its best. And tonight, they're sponsoring the podcast right here on Off the Script. And you can try it yourself for 15% off and get a free gift when you use my promo code SCRIPT at Huel.com/scripts. You can ask anybody that knows me, man. I am not a morning person whatsoever. I usually have 2 cups of coffee, don't have breakfast on most mornings. I go all the way to lunch, have a light lunch, and then that takes me all the way up until dinner time. But the Huel Black Edition, I'll tell you, man, it's been my go-to. It keeps me full, energized, and focused so I can tackle whatever the day throws at me. It's got a whopping 35 grams of proteins, plus 27 vitamins and minerals, all in one handy bottle. It's perfectly balanced in every sense of the word, designed by experts to provide all the nutrients your body needs from a meal. Huel takes the guesswork out of healthy eating. It's also very convenient. No meal prep, no cooking. Say goodbye to getting hangry and unsatisfying snacks and just grab a Huel instead. And lastly, Huel is incredibly affordable. With high-protein meals less than $5, it's a budget-friendly option that I'm genuinely excited about. If you guys don't believe me, take the leap of faith for yourself and join the community of Hueligans. Yes, the Hueligans, with this exclusive offer for new customers of 15% off plus a free gift with promo code SCRIPT at Huel.com. That's 15% off plus a free gift for new customers once again, with our promo code SCRIPT at Huel.com. Start your year off strong. Unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with Huel. Nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters. I want to thank my great partners over at Huel tonight. One of two great sponsors right here for the Monday Night Raw post show. Right here on Off the Script as we continue on with the War Raiders versus the Creed Brothers. WWE Tag Team title match. This was a great match. Big fans of the War Raiders. Big fans of the Creeds. A little bit more of this on a weekly basis. A little bit more tag team depth on a weekly basis. I'll be a happy fan. So they did note that Chad Gable was on excursion to learn the arts of Lucha Libre. I don't know what that means. There was a rumor going around today that Chad Gable apparently was going to run a couple of matches in AAA and pick up that storyline and get that storyline going. I don't know if that's the plan. The last I read is that plans for that fell apart, and I don't think that's happening anymore. Now, we'll wait and see how all that comes about, but that was the last thing I read. That would be fucking great if they can actually incorporate him going to Mexico and wrestling for AAA, coming back, learning whatever he's learned, and apply it wherever he's got to apply it. I don't know where it's going to end up and what this is going to lead to for Chad Gable going into WrestleMania. But listen, I like it. It's something different, and it gives the rest of the group some time to shine away from Chad Gable. This was a very good match. I enjoyed this. Like I said, tonight was a great night for tag team wrestling, but the ending here was not good, and it left a lot to be desired. Eric slammed Ivar on top of Julius before Ivar smashed Brutus into the side of the ring with a crossbody against the LED boards. That looked fucking ridiculous. Eric hit Julius with a sit-out powerbomb, running knee. We go into a commercial break. We come back from the break, and the Creeds are in control. They used a simple distraction here to control Eric during the break, which led to them slowing the match down. Ivar eventually makes the hot tag. Things pick up instantly when Ivar gets in there and starts doing Ivar things. He beat up both Julius and Brutus before the Raiders gave Brutus a combination power slam for 2. Julius yanked Eric off the apron while Brutus gave Ivar an angle slam, which looked great. Ivar knocked down the Creeds with a double handspring elbow. Ivar went to the top, but stopped what he was doing because of a distraction by Ivy Nile. Julius popped up to the top rope and hit a superplex. Brutus followed with a moonsault. Eric broke up the cover. Fans were very much into this. Raiders set up for the War Machine, their finish. But Julius all of a sudden jumps on the ring apron and hits Eric with the championship title belt, and we get a disqualification. Brutus hit Ivar with the belt as well. They held up the belts as the crowd ended up booing them, and the match came to an end. Now, I don't know. First of all, them celebrating as if they did anything good is ridiculous. Maybe they lost lack of judgment because Chad Gable wasn't out there. Maybe that's what the story is. I don't know why you're going to get yourself purposely disqualified and then celebrate as if you won anything. You didn't. You lost. And you're not taking the championship titles home to Chad Gable. The match itself was very good. I enjoyed the women's tag team match more so than I did this one, but this was still very good. And I want to see more of this on Monday night between the tag teams that we have on the show. I want more tag team wrestling on the show in this manner with legit teams. But them celebrating as if they won anything, man, it just came off ridiculous. It came off ridiculous looking. What did you win? You lost. And then they move on as if nothing mattered. Do they eventually get a rematch? I don't know why they would get a rematch. They purposely got themselves disqualified. I don't know. Nothing else was mentioned about this the rest of the night. Finn Balor. He's got some problems with his Judgment Day, fellows and ladies. He makes his way back into the Judgment Day clubhouse. Dominic is attending to Liv Morgan, who was beaten up in her match, and Raquel is just sitting there with Liv laid out over Dominic and Raquel on the leather couch in the clubhouse. Carlito was making moans and groans that he was in pain, and nobody paid him attention. He's still in his skinny purple jeans. Finn Balor walks into the clubhouse, and Dominic told Balor that things are going to turn around for them soon. Balor says they should have listened to him. As you listen to Balor and we get shit done. Clearly not. Balor told Dominic that Styles made him look like a fool out there. Dominic says they could have used his help, but he would take care of AJ next week. And he sounded a little bit more serious than Dominic. Dominic tonight sounded a little bit more like he is ready to take over the leadership role in the Judgment Day. We could be looking at a Balor versus Dominic Mysterio match at WrestleMania. I don't know. Dominic suggested as well that they find a new member, because now with JD McDonough injured, he feels like Judgment Day is a little depleted and they can use the extra help. Balor doesn't want a new member. He's blaming Dominic for injuring JD McDonough. He's blaming Dominic for the loss to the tag team championships because he was out. He had nothing to do with it. Dominic took it upon himself. Liv Morgan backed up Dominic, saying that they should use another member or go get another member. Balor refused. He does not want a new member. He would fix things because he's going to beat Rollins. He's going to go to WrestleMania. Or he's going to win the Chamber. He's going to beat Rollins, win the Chamber, go to WrestleMania, and become the WWE Champion at WrestleMania. No, 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 and no. None of these things are going to happen. But Liv Morgan, she's in the Chamber. Liv Morgan and Raquel are getting a tag team title opportunity against Bianca and Naomi. Things are looking up for the other side of the Judgment Day, not Balor, though. Rhea Ripley. She approached Iyo Sky and Dakota Kai as they were leaving the building. Rhea Ripley walks up to Iyo and says, I don't owe you anything, but I went to Adam Pearce and I got us a championship match 3 weeks from tonight on the Monday night after the Elimination Chamber. Iyo said she can't wait and she will see her then. This was a big, creative move by Triple H. Iyo, when she lost last week, a lot of people were saying, oh, don't worry, Io's going to be in the Chamber. She'll win a last chance qualifier. We're not getting last chance qualifiers. We're getting 6 individual qualifying matches, and everybody's got to earn their way into the Chamber. Not John Cena, though. John Cena calls his shot. John Cena doesn't have to qualify for shit. The other 5 do. Everybody else has to qualify. There's no last chance qualifier. There is a championship match between these two on the Monday following the Chamber. Iyo will not be in the Chamber. What is going to happen? You're probably wondering what the direction is here. Iyo is not going to beat Rhea Ripley on the road to WrestleMania. We got the Chamber coming up, and then after the Chamber is over, there's one more pay-per-view, and that is WrestleMania. That is legitimately the last stages of the build for WrestleMania. Iyo is not going to beat Rhea Ripley. Something will happen. I don't know what yet. Iyo will get screwed, and she will lose, and something will happen in that match where Iyo gets fucked over, and she loses a shot at the World Women's Championship. That will leave Iyo in limbo again. And that will leave Iyo in a position where she looks at Rhea Ripley and says, I got fucked again. First, you fucked me out of WrestleMania, and now you fucked me out of the championship match that you gave me and you got for me. Again, I don't know where the fucking is going to come from. I don't know. Bianca is going to win the Elimination Chamber. Out of the names in that Elimination Chamber match so far. Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Bayley, and Bianca Belair. Right? Bayley's not going to WrestleMania. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley's not happening again. Rhea Ripley is finished with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are going after the tag team championships. When, where, I don't know. I don't know. Alexa Bliss is not winning the Elimination Chamber. So none of these names are going to go on in advance. Bianca is the only name out of these women so far. Roxanne and Raquel have a qualifying match next week. I'm assuming Roxanne is going to qualify because her and Bayley have something going on. I'm sure that will build into the Vengeance Day pay-per-view that's happening that same weekend. Or it's not that same weekend, on the 15th. So something will happen in the chamber that directly comes out of that Vengeance Day triple threat with Julia. I'm assuming that will be what they are going to do going into WrestleMania. Bianca is going to win the chamber. I predict we are going to get Rhea versus Bianca versus Iyo Sky at WrestleMania for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Again, I don't know where the fucking is going to come from, but I do believe we are headed towards a triple threat match. That's my prediction. So we'll see what happens. Should be a great match. We may see a return. I don't know what yet is going to happen, but hopefully it's something good. We could use some excitement on this road to WrestleMania. I'll tell you that. CM Punk. He's out there. This is the main event segment. He stared at the WrestleMania sign. His music faded away. Fans are chanting his name. He said they are on the road to WrestleMania and pointed at the sign. He said he was confident he was going to win the Royal Rumble. Sometimes I talk too much, he said. There was a sign in the crowd that said, CM Punk talks too much. I don't know why that's a problem, because every time Punk talks, people listen. Every time Punk talks, the show is better. He says he's a little disappointed in himself, but he's not mad at Jey Uso. He says he likes to see his colleagues achieve their goals. He said earlier Jey declared he's going after Gunther's title, so now the question looms over who gets Cody. Punk says he was initially upset that John Cena called his shot and entered the Royal Rumble without qualifying, or entered the chamber rather, without qualifying. He says, that's fine. John Cena's earned it. He can call his shot. He can do and say whatever he wants. This is his year. He said at some point, though, he will look at John Cena inside that chamber. He will target John Cena inside that chamber, and he is going to beat his ass down. He then threw some shots at Drew McIntyre. Says he ran to SmackDown to avoid him, but he's going to come find him in the chamber. And I beat him inside Hell in a Cell, and you can expect more of the same inside the chamber. If you saw what I did to him in Hell in a Cell, what do you think I'm going to do to him in the Elimination Chamber? He talked about Seth. He talked about Finn. He says he's never been more confident in his entire life. He said WrestleMania 41 belongs to one man. 2 words, 3 syllables. CM and Logan Paul's new Def Rebel theme played. They gave Logan Paul new Def Rebel theme music. CM Punk looked around. He still had a live microphone, an active microphone. He said, as Logan Paul's theme hit and Logan Paul was walking down the aisle, I don't even know whose theme this is. Pat McAfee said, yeah, that's happening a lot around here. Basically burying Def Rebel live on air is Pat McAfee. Love it. Love it. Logan gets into the ring. He's getting ready for his match with Rey Mysterio. Logan says he sees why they call him Punk. He says he could come up with a bunch of better names to call him that he cannot, unfortunately, say live on television. He says what he can't understand is fans booing him and cheering CM Punk. Punk says if he's lucky enough to get past Rey, he'll see him in Toronto and put him to sleep. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. You got 3 numbers to worry about. 619 is what he said. Logan Paul says he's going to give Rey Mysterio his 15 minutes of fame tonight. Elimination Chamber Qualifier main event. Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio went almost 20 minutes. Remember I don't want to say it was a bad match. It was very uneventful. Expected a lot more out of it than we got in Saudi Arabia. This was a lot better than what we got in Saudi Arabia a couple of years ago with Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio. This was a lot better. This meant more because it's going into the chamber, a spot for the chamber, which will then give way to a spot in the main event of WrestleMania. So they got off to a little bit of a rough start, and the match got better the more that it went on. I know a lot of people don't really like Logan Paul for one reason or another, but you can't take away how good he is in the ring. He's very good. He's a main event wrestler. Logan Paul hits a fall-away slam moonsault ahead of a commercial break. I thought somebody was hurt here. I thought Rey Mysterio came up badly. Logan Paul, they focused in on Logan Paul off the fall-away slam moonsault off the second turnbuckle. Might have broken his arm. The way that they made it sound and made it seem looked like somebody got legitimately hurt, but thankfully everybody was all right. We come back from the break. Logan Paul slid Rey Mysterio out of the ring. Rey rolled through, popped to his feet. He starts punching away at Paul and drove him into the barricade on the outside. Logan Paul responded by dropping him on top of the barricade. Logan was going to drive him into the ring post, but Rey countered and drove him into the steel steps. Rey followed with a sliding splash. Very vintage Rey Mysterio. Rey hits a seated senton springboard moonsault for a 2 count as we go back into the ring. Logan comes back with a Finlay roll. Springboard moonsault of his own for 2. Rey came back with a tornado DDT for a 2 count. He then set up for the 619, but Logan Paul gave him a Hogan-esque big boot. Did you guys see the Great American Beer commercials on Netflix tonight, man? I couldn't stop laughing, man. That is as low budget for a TV commercial as you could get for a beer. God, the shit sucks. Anyway. Gave him the Hulk Hogan-esque big boot. Logan was standing on the middle rope. Rey got underneath him. Sit-out powerbomb for a 2. Rey hits a 619. Logan got his knees up on the frog splash. Logan Paul followed with a right hand. And apparently this is a new finish for him. McAfee called it the pulverizer or the pulverizer. I don't know if that's going to stick or if that's going to be the name he goes with, but he tried to be creative with his puns, was Pat McAfee. It was a lifting DDT variation. It looked great. And it finished off Rey Mysterio, and Logan Paul wins clean. 1, 2, 3. Logan Paul advances to the Elimination Chamber. So Logan Paul joins Cena, Punk, McIntyre as the 4 in the chamber. Next week, we got Rollins and Balor Friday night. Before we get to Rollins and Balor, we got Damian Priest, Braun Strowman, and Jacob Fatu in a triple threat Elimination Chamber qualifier. So by the end of this week, we'll have a 5th, and then come Monday, we will have the field of 6. It's going to be interesting to see how they book this going into the chamber. At the end of this match, the show was ending, and Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods attacked Rey from behind. Their attack lasted about 2 seconds. We saw none of it, and Netflix quickly went off the air. Now, I want to say, and I want to ask why. I think this was done purposely, being that they mentioned Rey Mysterio before earlier in the show, and they were complaining that he got a shot for a chamber qualifier, and neither one of them got a shot to qualify. I want to say this was done by design to just further the treatments, the bad treatment of the New Day on Monday Night Raw. But I did quite enjoy The 2 seconds that we got, I wanted to see a little bit more of it. I wanted to see the heat that came down upon them as they attacked Rey Mysterio. So we will see what happens there. But Monday Night Raw went off the air with the New Day attacking Rey. Again, it was not a bad show. It was some great wrestling on tonight's show. The pieces continuing to fall into place for the Chamber. We didn't get any real substantial stories. We just got Elimination Chamber build. I think right now, as I mentioned earlier in the show, I'm not really feeling the excitement for WrestleMania season yet. I hope this picks up. I don't know where that excitement's going to come from. I don't know who that excitement's going to come from. I'm not feeling the excitement for WrestleMania season yet. I know we're 2.5 months away and we got plenty of time. But if you want to compare it to last year, I mean, coming out of the Rumble and what we got last year, man, it was just fucking... The whole fucking world got turned upside down last year. And it was sheer chaos no matter where you went. Social media, YouTube, people talking about it. The fucking interest and everything that was going on was just sky high for WWE. I'm not feeling any of that this year. I don't know where it's going to come from. Love CM Punk. I love the idea of Punk and Cody. Roman's off television. We don't have Rock this WrestleMania season, and I don't know where he is. I don't know why. I don't know if he's still planning to show up. I don't know. I don't know what we are going to do to make this year bigger and better than last year's. Last year's is going to be tough to top. What are they going to do this year to top last year? I know that's the mentality that they have. We got to top last year. How do you do that? Don't know how you're going to do that when your pieces to that puzzle are not on the television show. Anyway, we're going to get into your super chats in just a second. Like I said, we got 2 sponsors for tonight's show. First, we were sponsored by Huel. Tonight, we're also sponsored by my great partners over at Hims. Going to kick it to Hims, and we'll get into your super chats right here tonight on the Monday Night Raw post. Right here on Off the Script. Men value many different things about their appearance. But if you're a guy who really cares about your hair and you're finding that it's slowly going away, you might be feeling discouraged when you look in the mirror. That's where Hims comes in. Check out their personalized hair loss solutions, and you can start seeing your hair grow back in as little as 3 to 6 months. Hims provides you with a convenient and quality access to a range of hair loss treatments that work all from the comforts of your own couch. Hims makes treating hair loss simple with doctor-trusted opinions and clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil that can regrow your hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. Choose from personalized chewable, oral, spray, and serum treatments to find what works best for you. And the process is very simple and 100% online, so there are no uncomfortable doctor visits. Answer a few questions and a medical provider will determine if treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your treatment is sent directly to you for free. No insurance is needed, and one low price covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. Hims has hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, and they can help you get your confidence back too with visibly thicker and fuller hair. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/script. Once again, that's hims.com/script for your personalized hair loss treatment options. Results may vary based on studies of topical oral, minoxidil, and finasteride. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions do apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight, man, on this Monday Night Live on YouTube. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys go check out all of the content on the channel. There's plenty of it. We are rocking and rolling this February. On our way to having one of the best Februarys ever. So make sure you guys continue to support. We'll be live again tomorrow night with TNT. Salamanca is back. Wednesday, Jesse returns to Dynamite. Collision Corner returns on Wednesday night stream. We got some great stuff coming up. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. JDOTS, how was your weekend, my friends? Yeah. I feel run down, Michael, if you want my honest answer, bro. Good weekend, though. Honored one, 21 months. Miro is fucking free on Monday Night Raw. WWE gonna be really stacked. No choice to book them correctly. If WWE is interested in bringing Miro back, they got to do nothing at all. You bring in the Redeemer. You bring him back as Miro. Or if they want to do Rusev, Rusev is fine too. I like Miro. Rusev Day could be a thing once again. King Mo Jackson with a $4.99 times 2. I'd much rather see the belt defended in the chamber than to get a winner for the title. On another note, Miro is free and Elias may be all elite. Elias is all elite. Elias is now in the Righteous. And he wrestles on Ring of Honor. What a career move, huh? Also, I read somewhere Giovanni was pursuing Stratton aggressively and Ludwig got him kicked out of Imperium because he's dating her, and it was the downfall from there. Listen, everybody keeps saying that. How does anybody know that type of information? How does anybody know that information? And why do you know that information? It's very weird. Hardy Punk Steel Cage 09 with a $5 super chat. Cody and Eagles dramatically lost in 23. Came back against the same champ and finished the story. Rhodes left some kayfabe in Philly. Can't write this script. Well, here's a little spoiler for you, bro. The NFL is all scripted. Lewis Ricks, new membership. Thank you, Lewis. Matt, the OTC fan, with 4 months. Assuming Malachi Black, Miro, and Ricky Starks are WWE bound, what brand would you put them on? Malachi's going to SmackDown with Zelina. Miro, I don't know if WWE is interested in Miro. And Ricky Starks, I'm going to make a bold prediction. I say Ricky Starks starts on NXT. Hardy Punk Steel Cage 09 with a 2. Jarrett puts himself in the chamber live in Nashville. Please don't even. I hope we don't see him on TV anymore. King Mo Jackson, $1.99 predictions for the women's chamber and Money in the Bank. I'm going Bianca. Going Bianca to win the women's elimination chamber Money in the Bank. I don't really know yet. Could be Jordan Grace. Could be Jordan Grace for all we know. Main event 81 with 27 months. Happy belated birthday. And I don't care what they say. Your opening music is always badass to me. Get your day started for work. Yeet. Who's complaining about my music in the open? Who has the balls to complain about my music in the open? Are we joking around with that? My music is fucking great. My music gets people hyped. Now, Liv is not winning the chamber. You're an idiot if you think Liv Morgan's winning the chamber. Give me a break. King Mo Jackson with a $1.99. What's your favorite current WWE theme? It was the Judgment Day because it was my favorite band, but I'm going to have to say right now, CM Punk, easily. Either that or Jey Uso. Johnny Boy Vaccaro with a $10 super chat. Elimination builds. Road to WrestleMania. Women's elimination. Bianca, Bliss, Morgan, Bayley, Perez, and Naomi. Bianca wins. Bliss feuds with Morgan. Bayley feuds with Perez. Naomi possibly gets Jade. Could be. Could be. Also, Vaughn with a 10. Becky is coming back. We all think she's going against Lyra, but with Bayley winning, I can see a multi-woman match for the title at Mania. Same for the U.S. Women's title, whether we like it or not. Listen, we don't need all these multi-person matches. We don't. Multi-person matches are nothing but lazy creative. Only do them when they make sense. Don't do them for the sake of getting everybody on the show. I'll leave with a 5. Hey, JD, do you see Logan Paul pinning John Cena at the Chamber, and then they have their match at WrestleMania, and John Cena gets payback? Yes, I do. It's funny how everybody said John Cena and Logan Paul is not a WrestleMania match worthy for John Cena at WrestleMania. But believe it or not, if John Cena and Logan Paul is the match for WrestleMania, it certainly opens up everything else making sense on the show. WWE would be doing the worst decision possible to do Cody Rhodes and John Cena at WrestleMania. Nobody wants to see that. Genuinely, nobody wants to see that. It's not the right time to give John Cena a World Championship match. It's not. Have him get his win back. Logan Paul and John Cena is the right WrestleMania match, whether you want to say it or not. Hardy with a $2 super chat. HBD Cole. Glad he can finally enjoy himself. Deserved. Johnny Boy Vaccaro with a $5 super chat. AJ 47. Cena 47. Punk 46. Randy 44. Dude, Randy and AJ are beasts in their 40s, but don't have Cena and Punk aura, unfortunately. Randy's got aura. I don't know why you're out here saying Randy doesn't have aura. Hardy Punk with a 2. Cowboy Braun versus AJ. Hogpen IC title match. No. Beyond the Script with 39 months. Triple H forgot it's WrestleMania season. Very undercard Raw. What are we doing? Love you, JD. I don't know, man. I said this. I'm not feeling the excitement yet. I don't know where the excitement is. Where is it? Who is it going to come from? King Mo Jackson with a $1.99. I can easily see Bianca win the Chamber and Iyo win Money in the Bank. We're getting a triple threat match at WrestleMania. That's my prediction. Hardy Punk with a 2. Whenever we get Punk versus Cena, we need this fire. I agree. At least once for a one-off. King Mo with a $4.99. A new member of the Judgment Day. I wonder who they would choose. Miro, Black, could work since Balor is working his way out. They look dead right now. Malachi's going to SmackDown. Malachi's going to SmackDown. Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. Does the Chamber winner beat Cody at WrestleMania? I am not taking the belt off Cody Rhodes. Hardcore Kevin with a $2 super chat. Yo, JD, what's your favorite Seinfeld episode? That's a very good question, man. I don't even know if I can answer that question right now. There's so many. There's so many good ones. There's literally, there's just so many, man. It's one of the best shows ever. Hidden Network with a super chat. Miro, Malachi, and Ricky Starks, your former faction. We were elite. No, they don't even make sense together. Freckled Squid with a new membership. Thank you, Freckled Squid. Rashad Free Love with a $9.99. If they were gonna make the Women's Intercontinental Championship, but nothing as belt. Why didn't they just give it to Dakota Kai? She has a much larger fan base. Lyra's a great wrestler, but I'm sorry, no one cares. No one does care. Yes, the Soup Nazi is always a must-see. The jacket, the puffy pirate shirt, Jerry's heckler at his comedy show, and then he goes to her office, and then she gets her fucking toe ripped off, and Kramer's got to go and deliver it to the hospital. There's so many, man. Festivus, the Frogger episode, yes. Hardy Punk with a 2. Eagles first day as champs on Rusev Day. Randall McCullough with a 5. No message. Thank you, Randall. Electric Puddle with a new membership. Thank you, Electric Puddle. Tan May with $31 in Super Chat. Happy belated birthday, JD. And what's up, OTS fam? Thank you, Tan May. Mr. Premium with a $9.99. Haven't watched Raw, but came to say that my Birds won the bowl, delivering the belt. Kansas City must have missed their last payment to the refs, like Vince to Janelle Grant. Hope you had a good birthday, JD. Thank you, Mr. Premium. Sleep Gang with a $10 Super Chat. Mania is shaping up to be a little underwhelming. Jey vs. Gunther feels pretty boring considering Jey is 0-3. Charlotte is just boring, period. Logan versus Cena is gross to me. Reigns, Punk, and Rollins is thumbs up. Michael Krause with a $2 Super Chat. Doves, Hawks, Angry Birds. LOL. Cake with a $2 Super Chat. I don't think Triple H knows what to do for Mania. I'm not gonna say he doesn't know what to do. I just think that what he's done so far hasn't really given me the excitement that I expected. British Davis. $5 Super Chat. You need to try Killer Cola Liquid Death. I think it's better than Dr. Death. You do deserve that sponsorship. I've bought 4 packs because of you. I'm drinking the Dr. Death right now. I heard the Killer Cola wasn't all that good. If I see it, I'll buy it. Hopefully they bring them to Target. Demeter Bullion, Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke, number 420, Yee, with a $7.99. My boy, our Truthy Toothy Roofy Jimmo, Wang Yang, Dang Yang, at the WWE Christmas party. Triple H noticed and hit Truthy with Stratisfaction and then kissed AJ Lee. Well, Demeter, you are an unbelievable storyteller, bro. That is an amazing story. Very Kramer Seinfeld-esque, for sure. Rashad Freelove with a $4.99. Ricky Starks is finally free and is no doubt headed to WWE. Can't wait for that first promo. He's going to kill it. Happy belated birthday, JD. Thank you, Rashad. Scott C with a $4.99. Got tickets for Raw in Glasgow. March 24th. Should be a good night. Hope to see Cena and Build. Should be really good. Look for the sign, OTS. I will be on the lookout, brother. Can't wait to see that. Rome Collector 84 with a $5 Super Chat. New Day continued the attack, and Dragon Lee came out to help Rey, but no match. New Day destroyed them. Good. Johnny Bishop with a $5 Super Chat. Logan Paul versus John Cena as the match before the main event will be big money and bring eyes. And the promos in the build have potential to be high quality. Of course they will be. Nobody's talking about that, though. They're speaking with their hatred for Logan Paul for whatever reason. Hardy with a 5. Can we get Champ Chamber next year? Maybe 2-night event with 2 contenders and 2 title chambers. Need some Edge, HBK shenanigans, and shock changes. Scripts. Hey, JD, 3-hour Raw and SmackDowns are killing me. Raw is only 2.5 hours, brother. Bradley Xavier with 2. Is JD new member Malachi? No, he's not. Malachi is not joining the Judgment Day. No, he's not. He's going to SmackDown where his wife is. Come on now. Anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. Jedi! 2 Philly Super Bowls, 2 GOAT quarterbacks, beats. Let's fucking go, Birds. I guess the Eagles were the best of the best of the best, huh? Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Check out my sponsors. Everything you need for them will link down below in the description. Go check out the rest of the content on the channel. Plenty of it. Make sure you guys go and hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Hit the thumbs up. I will be live tomorrow night with the Solid Monster right here on Tuesday Night Titans. 8:30 tomorrow night. He's back. And we're going to do the thing tomorrow night on TNT. I'll see you guys later.